Hello and welcome back to another session of Daniel's Security Academy. I hope you're feeling good today because today we are going to talk about hackers. What is a hacker? How are those classified? What kind of different types do we have? And also, just like in the last session about malware, I'm going to bring up a little of history of different hackers. Let's kick it off with the one probably the most already know. It's the hacker classification based on the hat color. And let's start off with the black hat. The black hat hacker does not care about laws, regulations, rules, and is most often driven by bad intentions to do damage to a system, do financial damage, harm someone or a government, an institution, organization, an enterprise, whatever you want to think of. But yeah, he's trying to break something actively. The gray hat is somewhere in between a black hat and a white hat hacker. The gray hat is motivated by, let's call it, a higher goal, something he wants to achieve by spreading the word, for example, about something. And he or she will violate laws and regulations to achieve this higher goal. But this higher goal is not something which is harmful to someone. Usually they want to enforce something. For example, a gray hat hacker, he wants to enforce privacy within a country or a region. So he would hack into a system to raise awareness for his vision of how privacy could look like. So he does something unlawful to present a mission, a vision, something like that. And the white hat hacker, on the other hand, acts ethically, always, almost often, within the laws and regulations. So he is the good guy trying to find, for example, loopholes in software and report those loopholes to the software vendor. For example, if you find a vulnerability within the Microsoft Remote Desktop Connection Protocol, the RDP, and you report this issue to Microsoft and tell them, okay, there is a vulnerability, please fix it. And this is considered a white hat hacker. Also someone where enterprises pay companies or hackers to try to penetrate their web service, their whatever kind of service you want to think of, in order to see, okay, are we secure with what we have built? And usually those penetration tests come up with, okay, there's a vulnerability in the database, there's maybe a vulnerability here in the form, and so those are the good hackers, pretty much. And then apart from the hat color, we have also different types of hackers. And the first one I want to mention here is the script kiddie. This type does not have deep know-how about IT security, about network protocols, about IT in general. So this script kiddie usually just runs scripts which he or she found on the internet, or just with slight adaptations, which probably is explained somewhere how to adapt a given script to make it fit the purpose the script kiddie wants to. And the script kiddie usually does not have a financial interest by doing this, but has a possible desire to belong to a group, or is simple to have some revenge against someone because he or she feels like, oh, was treated bad, now I need to revenge myself. Or maybe also something which you see in the gaming business is, okay, I'm losing right now. I need to run a DDoS attack on my opponent, so I win the game. Yeah, that's pretty much a script kiddie. No deep know-how. Doesn't have a real interest apart from very personal interests. Then we have the Hacktivist. They are focusing on demonstrating and showing a mischief in, like, say, society, economy, politics, social affairs, or also technical mischiefs, and raise the awareness of those mischiefs, or make the claim to the public. So you can definitely see the hacktivists closely or somewhat related to the grey hat hacker. And I think the most popular group you would already probably have in your mind here is Anonymous. So Anonymous is a hacktivist group which definitely falls under this group. Next up, we have the cyber terrorist. The cyber terrorist is just like a terrorist. He or she tries to attack something. Usually for the cyber terrorist, it's critical infrastructure of a country, to destabilize the country or a region and create damage to the region, to society, to a city. Multiple things you can come up with as an example here for sure. So the cyber terrorist is, for example, trying to attack energy companies and to shut down like wind energy plants, to do, I don't know, you can get creative here if you want to. So multiple motivations here, but mostly it's about destabilizing something and terrorizing something. Then we have the cyber criminal, which is pretty much our usual hacker, because he or she tries just to get money or services. So by stealing, for example, credit card information, credentials to PayPal, crypto wallets, and he or she is rather an imposter than a hacker. So for example, running all those phishing attacks to receive the credentials of someone and just take money from the bank account of the victim. So it's entirely financial driven, just getting money from a victim by doing impersonation things usually, or buying to get some databases with credit card information and try those credit cards out to get money. Then we have an insider, which is also not necessarily from the beginning on a hacker, but you can definitely classify it also in the hacker sphere, because the insider is motivated either by money, revenge, boredom. Yes, we have seen insider attacks just done based off boredom because they were bored, or ethical reasons. And what they usually do is sell confidential information about an enterprise and a company, about the government, about the country, to get money and or revenge for something, or report ethical mischiefs within a company, something like whistleblowing already. But you can also do, based off boredom or revenge, do sabotage of systems, either take down systems or hide a malware inside the system. So once you're leaving the company, you just activate and like, bam, that's what you get when you fire me. I don't know, something like that. Or just using also something like corporate resources to do crypto mining, for example. So we've seen those examples in the past where an administrator just installed crypto miners running on servers he rolled out to feed Bitcoin to his personal wallet by using the computational power of those servers, which is also an insider attack. Then we have industry espionage, which is either a country or an enterprise is trying to gain confidential information from a different competitor in the industry to reduce the technology advantage the other competitor has over someone else, or himself, pretty much the hacker himself. For example, trying to to hack Boeing, for example, to get information on how to build a plane properly, and the hacker would see, that's the little information we needed to build the nose of the airplane more efficiently, for example, because it was run through a wind canal and did through testing. So this is something which is very often being accused towards the Chinese government and Chinese companies trying to do industry espionage to Western companies to steal technology advantages. Lastly, we have the state-paid hackers. And as the name already says, those hackers are getting paid by a country, a state, however you want to phrase it, to either defend the country, but most often it's more used to attack another country. And I believe, as I record this session today on the 1st of May, the most current example you can pull up is the Ukrainian war, where there are multiple evidences and that the Russian government is using state-paid hackers to hack Ukrainian websites, resources, or also more different other Western websites and governments to do harm, to block them, to throw them back in their plans, to just create damage, I will call it. And I think this is the most recent situation you can think of a big state-paid hacker campaign running right now. But it's very difficult if you just take the Ukrainian war example out of this equation. It is very hard to prove that a hacker is a state-paid hacker, because usually the states do not send just a wire transfer on the personal bank account of the hacker. So it's running through multiple money laundering and different ways. So no one from the outside can see, the state, for example, Russia here in this example, paid person XYZ to do hacking against someone. Okay. Let's move over to, again, a history, and this time history of hackers. And I start this with Kevin Mitnick, as one of the first ones to be one of the big hackers. So from 1981 to 95, he was a very well-known hacker, was on the most wanted list of the FBI for quite a long time, because he hacked pretty much more than 40 major corporations, big enterprises. And he, on the other hand, never exploited the data or access he gained through his attacks, or at least it was never proven that he did it. And his vision or his driver was more to demonstrate, I can do that, and I want to show you I can do that. So it's more a demonstration of power, probably. Then we had Adrian Lameau, who hacked Yahoo, for example, to change an article written on Yahoo. He hacked the New York Times and multiple different sources. So when he hacked the New York Times, he just put himself up as a trustworthy resource to be contacted in terms of, I don't know actually the topic where he put himself up as a trustworthy reference, but yeah, he did this kind of thing. And he was known back then as the homeless hacker because he used to be wandering around the streets with just a backpack on his back and never really settling down. And this was 2001 to 2003. So a little shorter time than just Kevin Mitnick, who ran his hacks for almost 15 years. 2003, and pretty much you can put 2003 till today. I have the example of Anonymous. I already brought it up before in regards of the Hacktivist classification or type of hackers. And Anonymous is known for their, visually known for the Guy Fawkes mask from V for Vendetta. And it is a hacker collective without a hierarchy at all. So there's no boss, there's no leader, no one. It's just a bunch of it's a group of loose people who interact with each other to follow up on the same goals to show mischief. For example, Anonymous also joined the Ukrainian war pretty much because they said, okay, the Russians are using hackers, now we fight back. And they pretty much joined Ukraine to fight against Russia, also on the cyber level. And they call themselves Anons in a short word. 2013, it's crazy, it's been already like 9 years since Edward Snowden became the face of the whistleblower scene. So there have been whistleblowers before him already. There have been whistleblowers after him, for example, Manning. But he just put a face to the scene. He just made it more publicly known, aware, because his leaks of like thousands, I think it was 20,000 documents of the NSA, secret documents, which he revealed via multiple news sources, for example, The Guardian. And there's still, the US government is still prosecuting Edward Snowden for the whistleblowing. And they still try to get him to the United States to put him in front of a judge and pretty much a trial. So there are like already multiple movies about Edward Snowden, but also there's one documentation I can definitely recommend you taking a look at, because it will show you how the process went for him. And also the book from him is also a pretty good source to see how he developed from just NSA admin, network admin, to the globally known whistleblower he is today. It's a very interesting story, so I can definitely recommend you, if you haven't already checked his story out. And the most recent date I put in this one here was from Graham Clark. Oh, I think I have a typo here. It's Graham Clark. He and I think 2 or 3 friends hacked Twitter via social engineering attacks to gain access to some kind of internal systems. I don't think it was specified which internal systems they got access to. But what they pretty much did is they used celebrity accounts to make crypto money, and they made quite a good amount. I think it was in the end like $100,000 they made with this kind of hack. And yeah, um, this was it already about the different types of hackers, the classifications, and the history of some different hackers. So I really hoped that you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed the past videos already, and I would be really happy if you just leave a comment what you think, what I maybe should cover in the next videos, and yeah, just leave a like, a subscribe, and see you in the next video, I guess. Have a good one and stay safe. Bye bye.